Hi everyone, welcome to Stamping Flair. My name is Rochelle Leedsmith. Thanks for joining me today for my weekly creative escape on a Wednesday night. It is also the third in my series of Christmas in July video series, which I'm running this week. So I started on Monday the 25th, exactly 5 months ago for Christmas, and this is the third in our series. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate those who have been watching regularly as well. That's really helpful, and I really like chatting and knowing that you are there and watching. And it's I've also had some comments that it has been helping, and those who are watching on replay as well. That is really great. Um, to be able to see you there. So give me one moment, and I'm going to. I've got another card for you today, and I hope these are helping you. Maybe to see products in a new light as well. Give you some ideas for creating and things that some tips along the way, and I hope these help you in some way. Today, I am sharing with you a card using uh, the Rings of Love Designer Series paper. This is a free product with our celebration offering, and it's free with a $90 order. By way of just a reminder that the celebration products are free. They're free with an order, over $90, but they are available while supplies last. So just bear that in mind. Uh, the soft sea foam and pool party cards and envelopes, note cards and envelopes, they have sold out, or they're out of stock, so they won't be back. So that's not even 1 month into celebration, and we have run out of them. They had run out in North America like 2 weeks into the promotion. So we had an extra a little bit longer before they had run out. So that has been very popular. So don't miss out on anything that you like. If there's something you like, just when you place your order, just remember to get it and add that to your. It'll If you're doing an online order, it'll show you that you need to add a celebration item once your order hits $90. Um, for Apart from that, I am also offering ordering special for your orders until the 31st of July, which is Sunday. Orders over $150, I will throw in a pack of Festive Pearls, which I will mail out to you at the start of next month. Once the orders are through, I will place an order for all, and they will come separately to your order. So that's for orders of $150. Today's card, you will get a tutorial. If you're a newsletter subscriber, you will receive the tutorial in your newsletter over the weekend. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to that, and you will be able to get it. So just I'll just turn the camera around, and you can. So this is the Rings of Love Designer Series paper. It's 12 by 12, and you get 12 sheets, so 2 each of the designs. I wonder whether you can guess which paper I'm going to use today. Take a peek. So you've got the houses, you've got birds, you've got poinsettias. They're going to just pass as flowers too. You've got some mushrooms, some foliage, flowers, and some acorns. Yes, and then turning it around, we've got like a medallion print, washed look, a woodland print, I would say. This tree rings, which you can die cut with the dies that go with this set, and the check, and one more. This kind of reminds me like of a lemonade or something. So that's some foliage on just some leaves on a washed look at the back. So let me know in the comments what you think I'm going to use today, and we'll see whether you can guess. So for our card, I am also using the same, we used this bundle yesterday, the Leaves of Holly bundle. Now this is not available for order at the moment, where it's out of stock. So due to coming back in on the 1st of August, sometimes it comes in earlier, sometimes it gets a bit later, just depends. But if you are still after it, let me know, and I can order it for you as soon as it becomes available. But just letting you know that that is not available at present. But I think the stamp set isn't, so the whole bundle isn't. So if you're ordering the bundle, you're better off ordering it as waiting for it to come in, so you can get the 10% off on that. So first hint, I've got a Knight of Navy card base, so that might narrow your choices down with paper. And I think sometimes you really got to play with a bundle to see the beauty of it. And this was one of those bundles, this Leaves of Holly bundle. So what I'm going to use today is dies. I've thrown them haphazardly in here in a rush. So we're going to use this. So we used this yesterday. I'm going to use it again today. And then we will also use this die, and we're going to need this. Hi Velda, good to see you here. I've got some soft sea foam card stock, which I'm going to be cutting out of. I have got this, it's white glimmer. It comes in a pack of real red and white. And now I'll show you what you can do with that white. Now the piece of DSP I'm going to be using are these birds. So not particularly Christmassy, but I'm adapting it. And I think if it has that Christmas look about it, but it's not your traditional. But I like the look of those birds. I also like the other side there. And I've got a piece of basic white and these rings of love. It's the Ring with Nature bundle. So this is the embossing folder it comes. So you get the dies and the embossing folder and the stamp set in that bundle. So first I'm going to do some die cutting. So I need that. I'm going to put an angle. I can still make use of it. So I just thought I'll use that. And I'm also going to emboss this piece. And I'm going to cut these leaves in soft sea foam. All right. Hope every one of you have had a good day. And having a relaxing night. As much as you can. Sometimes there's so much to get done, isn't it? So you will first do this, and I'm going to run this through twice because the paper is a little bit thicker. So that's how that die cuts, and I will pop those middle bits out, and that just comes out of that. Then we will die cut those leaves. So that's just a fill-in image, so it's got no detail as such on that. And now we're going to emboss that, the white with the 3 rings embossing folder. We need plate 4. So you get that nice detail on that die, on that paper or cardstock. So first, I'm going to bring in a blending brush, and we're going to blend some Night of Navy over this piece of embossed cardstock. This is one technique I do really like doing, and it gives you, I've shown you that it gives you variation in, it's different to using the actual cardstock blending. If you want to see another card I've done like this, just check out my blog. Just this afternoon, I posted something where a card, it was tone on tone with the base and the matte layer, but I inked up, added some color with a blending brush, and it changes the look. Now I don't need all the inner bits, so I'm just going to do the outer. But how effective is that? Picks up all that embossed detail. I'm just going a little bit darker. So we leave that. And what I want to do is just glue that directly on that. So it is covering a lot of it, but it still adds that nice detail around it. So we'll glue that first. Make it a little bit darker here. I hadn't tried this before, and I'm very pleased with how that embossing folder has come up under that. I didn't expect it to be so detailed and look so nice with the Night of Navy on it. So it's come up real well. The next thing we're going to do is, because I can't find my Take a Pic tool at the moment, I'm just going to poke these out and get those inner bits out. This is not fiddly. This comes off very easily. Because they're larger pieces. Now, you can put that like that. I was wanting to color that so there's a bit of contrast. Because it's white, you can do that. And that's the beauty, that you have a piece of white glimmer paper. You can color it to what, with stamping blends, to any color you like. So I'm just going to first start, like, I'll probably just do a lighter shade first and then see how that goes. And if I need the darker of the soft suede, I'm using the soft suede stamping blends. And just want to see how that turns out. And then if we need a darker shade, I've got the darker one there. See how you like, so you can match any project you've got when you've got that white. It's a combo pack, so you've got red and the white, the glimmer. So just lightly do it, so you, with your stamping blends, when you're coloring, just have a light touch. I'll just lift that up a bit so you can see what's happening. And then you can see how that's going to give you some contrast there. I'm going to bring that in. And you can even add some an ombre look to that. Bye. So I'm still using the light soft suede, and I'll probably go back and do some darker shading at the bottom. I'm turning the nib so that you're not hitting like the one piece end of that brush tip. So let's go the dark. I like that, how it's turning out. We can just bring that over there, and then we'll blend that in with the lighter color. So you've still got that rustic look with a bit of glimmer. It's still that nice brown tones, which I like. So just leave it a little bit before I'm just testing it out, how that looks. So the next thing we have to do is place this under there and glue that to it. So I've picked the green up from the DSP there. So when you color it, you can see how much, what you can do with that, right? All the options now. That opens up a whole lot of area for you to use it with, not just Christmas. It can be for other occasions, because sometimes you might find that white is just blends in too much and you don't want to mix it up. The stamping blends are really good for coloring ribbon as well. Um, I sometimes color my labels, the white, if I want just to do on white cardstock and have some ombre look on it. There's many ways you can use your stamping blends. So I've just added a bit of glue on the underside of that leaf so it sticks to my layer. I can see a bit of white here, so I'm just going to be very careful and do that. So now I will stick that down with some dimensionals. And I will put 4. And what I'll do is I'll just put an additional one there. So it's, even though I've glued it, I just want to put another one over those leaves. So it's doubly sure. For this sentiment, please ask me any questions as we're going along, or you can, if you think of anything else after, you can always ask me. We'll put season's greetings. We used the Christmas wishes yesterday, so I thought something different. Personally, I don't use season's greetings a lot as in my personal cards. I generally put Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, Christmas blessings, something with Christmas. Season's greetings is good. Like if you, I mean, even if you are having a belated kind of a Christmas, you could, I guess, in the new year, if you wanted to, somewhere around the second or third, you're having a bit of a get together. That's like saying compliments of the season, I guess. So we will use that to die cut it. So if you didn't catch my live yesterday, it's on YouTube, or you can catch it on Facebook. Or if there's someone you know who doesn't have Facebook, just give them the link for the YouTube video. You'll see that I used the same die yesterday. Run that through a die cutting machine. Thank you to all of you who have placed orders. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy your products. And as always, any questions and with regards to them, please contact me. I want you to be able to use them, and so don't just stash them. Got a bit of a mark there. I will do something with it, but for the moment, I'm just think I may have done it too wet. Let's see whether we can put just a bit of stamping on that, just to let me bring in another stamp set. I'm just using this to just cover that spot up, and I'm just using the color and contour only because I used that earlier today, and it's got some nice spots there which can fix up little errors. And I'm showing you this because it happens, and instead of throwing away a perfectly good sentiment, let's just mess with it here and see how we can fix it. And I may have not let that dry thoroughly, and that's probably why that happened. And when you do it like that, no one was any the wiser of what's going on. And if you really want to camouflage it, you can even add a few Night of Navy dots in between, intersperse it. You can tell I've got a degree in camouflaging. Oops, not that one. This one. That's the only degree I've got here. Let's do this. And there, if I do that, you can still see the sentiment. So I'm stamping off a couple of times. It's just very, very faint. And there you have it. The person I give it to, unless it's you, won't know anything. All right. So check your stash for any any stamps with dots, because that's literally what I did today. I just went through looking for something to use to fix my stuff up. Now I've got a ribbon which is part of this Leaves of Holly suite, and you can put, like we did yesterday, we did some berries there, and I thought we could do something different today. We'll add a bow. And I'm still tossing up whether we can color this or whether we will leave it. And it might look nice left alone, or we can do Night of Navy. This is a very fine, it's a woven ribbon, but it's very like a soft feel. It's nice, and it ties nicely. So I probably should have. I think it looks nice as is without coloring it. You can color it with your stamping blends again, like we did, but this time in Night of Navy or whatever color you choose. I think it kind of lends to that natural look. And I'm going to put a couple because it's on that glimmer, and the glimmer's been colored, so it's working against a few things there. Let's bring in our card base, which is Night of Navy card base. So I pretty much picked up on the colors of the designer series paper and then worked my way backwards from that as to what colors I was going to use for this card. And for some inside decorating, I guess, I would stamp that holly. Um, I will show you another example of what I did in a completely different products. And it's a different look altogether, just using a different paper, everything like that. So I'm going to use that and put in some soft sea foam just to decorate that inside and perhaps that envelope as well. And I'll also probably add some designer series paper on the back of that. And you can do the same on the envelope. So I'm going to stick that down. A little bit long on this side. That's the card there. Now for what I have done earlier, we did this in our class on Saturday, our Christmas in July class. So I used the boughs of holly paper here, so you can see different. And at the back, I have embossed with the fern 3D embossing folder. That's a garden green card base and the mat. From that, leaves of holly sweet the paper. I put some of the metallic paper at the back there, which has rose gold and gold. So I used the gold there. And real red, I stamped the berries, and then I used that gold outline there. So very similar in the layout is the same, but just a completely different look. And I hope you can see the possibilities with using this. You can make a birthday card, change the paper, and instead of having that, you can put a different label if you want, just to use the same layout. Just get ideas for card sketches and things like that and what you can do. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I really appreciate your time and for spending it with me this week. I hope to see you back tomorrow. And trying to get myself back up on the screen, but here we are. Okay. And if you have any questions, please pop them on in the chat, and I'm happy to get back to you. Oh, thanks, Alana. And the feed's just coming through, so thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you popping in every day, and for those who are sharing it as well, thank you. If you want an order placed, please contact me up to the 31st. I am offering the extra free embellishments. They're really cute. You get 4 colors of pearls in that pack, and they'll go a long way. You get heaps in that. I hope to see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day tomorrow, and have a great night. See you. Bye bye.